All right, we call the meeting to order. Up first, roll call. Krista Canaan present, Ned Dorf,
Present.
Alder Presley,
Present.
Julia Nordike,
Present.
Jenny Brinker does not appear to be here. Daniela Beal does not appear to be here. Jeanette Nil,
Present.
Marissa. You can fill in the blank if you want.
Mickle cabbage.
Wow, Mickle
Present, yep.
Cabbage. Okay.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, how Polish?
It's so Polish.
And then Maria Otto. Present. Excellent. Perfect timing.
My last name, you say the K.
Oh, okay. Can you say it for me?
Canil.
Canil. Okay, well, I thought that was gonna be an easy one. Canil. And say yours one more time. I don't know but I'll do
Mickle cabbage.
Mickle Cabbage.
Yeah,
I totally had that wrong in my head.
it's okay.
I was thinking Mike Kalkovich.
That's usually what people say,
Good,
yeah.
actually.
That would have been what I would have said too.
Yeah.
I looked at it and I was like,
All
I don't know
over.
where to start.
So is Daniela excused?
I have not heard from Daniela or Jenny.
Okay.
Okay, next up, do we have a motion to approve our agenda for today? We just pause for a moment to say those of you who are new, there's a way to access this virtually if you like. I see you have it printed, that's
Oh my God.
perfectly fine too, whatever you prefer. For each item, we have to have a motion to approve and then someone seconds. Doesn't really matter who does what.
Yeah.
And then we'll take a vote. That'll usually moves pretty quickly. Alas, so I'll move to approve the agenda. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right,
That was a tie.
let's give it to Jeanette for her first.
There we go.
Any discussion
On the agenda.
on the agenda? Yeah. All in favor of approving? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Approved. Okay, next up, do we have a motion to approve our minutes from last month's meeting?
All motion to approve.
Do we have a second? That was Maria.
Oh, that wasn't right.
I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes approved. Next up, we have some new commissioners. Jeanette Nell and Marissa, shoot, hold on, let me try it.
I used to do a lot of coaching, so I'd always tell the kids if you said like nickel, like a coin,
Ah.
and cabbage, if you say it fast enough and just change the N to an M.
Nickel cabbage.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Okay, now you say it.
Nickel cabbage. Yeah,
You say the W like a V.
you bet. And the C and Z like a CH.
I'm gonna work on
It's
it.
just weird.
All right, anyway, these are our new commission members. Jeanette, let's start with you. Would you like to take a moment to kind of introduce yourself and share any of your background or interest in the commission, what brings you here?
So, I am a certified master gardener and I'm a member of, Wild Ones, which is the organization that promotes native plants. And I'm very interested in, the environment, and I work with Rooted In on, food rescue and, feeding the, community. And yeah, so I heard there was gonna be an opening on the Sustainability Commission, and it just fits into what I like. I also happen to be a member of the Green Bay Area's Public School Board.
Excellent. Well, thanks for being here and we'll look forward to discussing how we can plug both of you into our work plan. I have ideas, but I'll let you guys say what you want. We'll talk about that in just a little bit here. Fantastic, thank you. Marissa.
Hi, I'm Marissa Mickelkevich. I currently work for Foth Infrastructure and Environment, which is an engineering consulting firm. I'm not an engineer, I'm a solid waste planner, which means I work with municipalities, private entities on all things that relate to recycling, garbage, bulky waste, batteries, et cetera, just helping them manage their waste stream. So that's my day job. Previous experience, I used to work for Outagamie County Recycling and Solid Waste, so garbage is just my jam. I have a lot of marketing background experiences. What else? I used to work for an architect, so I'm really into energy efficient and sustainable construction. I built a property on Webster, which is my address. So I have a lot of just various interests, but right now it's solid waste, it's garbage.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
You bet.
Anything you'd like to add, Melissa?
No, we're really glad that you guys wanted to be part of this and that, you know, you're both approved so quickly. We literally like didn't even have a vacancy for 1 month. So very happy to have you both aboard.
Excellent. Anyone else have any questions or thoughts for our new members?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ned.
I think I wanna be where Julie is.
I
He's on the coast.
don't know, if it were around here, it would be very cold.
Yeah, probably have a lot of ice floes on
The
there.
only thing that have you met everybody
Oh,
on the
yeah.
commission?
Right.
Because I
Yeah,
think
no.
it would be nice for the rest of the commissioners just to go around. Say
Yeah,
your name,
absolutely.
you know, who you work for, what your interests are, and maybe what work group you participate in.
Great thinking. Let's start with the online folks, because you hardly ever get to go first.
I can go. I'm Ned, and I have been on the commission since we got started. I teach first and second grade at Aldo Leopold Community School, Green Bay, and I have, I guess, chaired or run whatever the Healthy Habitat work group. So some of our things that we have focused on have been the pollinator corridor. We've looked at some chemical use policies. We've looked at basically how to make our land, air, water healthy for people and the critters that we share it with. So that's kind of our role on the commission as a work group. And then we were lucky to have Maria Otto join us this year because she's doing a lot of great work and the Conservation Corps is as well. And then Daniela, I believe, signed up for that working group as well. Thank you.
And
Hi there. My name is Julia Nordyke. I'm Water Quality and Coastal Communities Outreach Specialist with the University of Wisconsin Sea Grant. And my office is based at UW Green Bay. And so I help lead the climate resilience work group and do a lot of work with the city around green stormwater infrastructure and flood resiliency. And then, yeah, I've just had a long, I've been here since, I've been in Green Bay since 2013, working on the bay and water quality issues. And that's the picture behind me is the bay.
okay.
So obviously not right now.
That's why I thought it might be cold, but we were really good. And Julia, sorry, you just went back on mute, but how long have you been on the commission, roughly?
I think this is going on 7 years.
Awesome. So we have a couple of OG members online today. Thanks, guys. All right, I can go. Krista Kananen. I chair the commission and I serve on a couple of work groups, the Clean Energy work group, which is led by Jenny Brinker, who's not here today. And then the community engagement work group, which we started last year as youth engagement work group and decided to expand this year to more broadly encompass whole community. So that one is still very much in development. In my day job, I currently work with Sustainable Business Council. We're a nonprofit that supports the business community and sustainability professionals. I've been with them about 3 years. I've been on the commission about the same amount of time. Wendell?
Sure. I'm Joey Presley. I'm alder for District 6, Green Bay Common Council. And I'm also the alder appointed to the Sustainability Commission and some other commissions. I work at UW Green Bay as a communications specialist. My background, I have my first degree in journalism and mass communication with a focus on environmental reporting and science communication. So I have I'm of the alders. I'm the one that fits on this commission. But yeah, and I'm often the voice for environmental stuff on council. So if there's anything, and several commissioners have taken me up on this, but if there's anything that you would like to lobby me about on upcoming votes for city council, please feel free to give me your perspective.
So, do you work on Jenna Lander's team at the university?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know her though. She's
Okay.
down the hall from me, but
Awesome.
I work in advancement. So
Oh, okay, nice.
like,
She's lovely.
how do you know?
I went to UW Green Bay
Oh,
and I worked
okay.
with Jenna a lot. So yeah,
What
she's
year did you?
2016,
Oh,
May
okay.
of 16. Yeah,
That's so long. I
yeah.
graduated in 2019.
Oh,
I
awesome.
graduated in 2015.
Ooh.
I graduated.
It's a lot of
Did
feet
you
spam.
Yeah, I did. I
What
went
year?
in 2018.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Stop it. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well done.
for like,
Yeah.
This is
I
actually
just stayed an
huge.
extra year.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I sit on the alumni advisory board for the university, so we can talk about things
Oh,
later.
that's fine.
So
I worked
awesome.
with the alumni,
Great.
the alumni relations.
Okay,
So you get the
Right.
emails, those are from me, yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Closing though.
No.
Awesome.
Me and Brian.
Beautiful. Okay.
Well, I'm Maria. I'm the staff voting appointed person. So Melissa does all of the logistical fun stuff, and then I just get to be the staff voter appointed to Sustainability Commission. This is my third or fourth month on the commission, so still pretty new. And then I work in the Parks Department. I run the Green Bay Conservation Corps. And went to UWGB and part of Wild Ones, and know pretty much everyone at the table, so.
Excellent. And last but certainly not least.
Right, so I'm not on the
girl.
commission, I'm the staff person assigned, and I'm the resiliency coordinator for the city. I work in Department of Public Works, I work with many departments. So I really have two areas of focus for my work. One is green stormwater infrastructure and flood resiliency, and the other is clean energy planning and implementation of our clean energy plan. I have a water resources background, and I've also worked for an electric utility for over a decade, so I have clean energy experience. So I get to combine it all, so, yeah.
I forgot to mention that I know Ned called it out. I'm on the Healthy Habitat for All work group, and then I'm also on the community engagement work group. Forgot to mention those things.
Excellent. Thanks all. That concludes our announcements for today. Next up, we have an update from City Parks on some recycling recommendations we had about Bay Beach. Ian, please take it away.
Yeah, I'll just sit up here. It's easier.
Sure. And this is a carryover item from July of this year, just for the new members.
And I'll just give you a brief update since the new members weren't here in July and Maria wasn't part of this conversation either.
Sure.
Of the discussion that happened in July. So at the time, there was a lengthy discussion about our recycling efforts in the parks. There was a lot of questions. How much do we do? Do we do it at all? Where do we do it? So I provided information to the committee at the time saying, yes, we do some recycling efforts within the parks, but it's minimal. And it's minimal in the fact that what we find is there just isn't a high success rate with the public following kind of the rules of recycling. So in essence, where we put out recycling bins gets intermingled with a lot of garbage. And as a parks department, we don't have the staff to sit there and sort through recycling, separating it out. So although we have recycling bins in some parks, we find that most of it just gets thrown away just because we don't have the resources to really take it to the next level. I'll give you some examples of where we do recycle. So we do have a summer parky program where we have school lunches. At every summer parky program, we do have a recycling bin in each park throughout the duration of the summer parky program. That works pretty well. It's supervised. We can kind of control it. We have somebody at the park who monitors it. We have pretty good success rate there. We have recycling bins at all of our pools. Again, that's somewhat monitored and we have pretty good success rates at the pools. Where we don't have very good success rates are in the park. So we did have recycling bins at City Deck for many years. And we just, week after week after week, we ended up throwing the recycling away because of that. So we ended up taking those recycling bins out of that park about 2 years ago, but we had them for, 10, 15 years. We had recycling bins there. We do have recycling bins at the new shipyard park. So we put those in there. Again, we don't have very good success rates. They're located right adjacent to the trash cans and they're different colors. It doesn't work well there. We also have recycling at Bay Beach Amusement Park. We have recycling bins out there. Again, same problem. I think if I recall, and this is going back to July, but I think we have a couple of bins at the sanctuary, but not very many. And then at City Hall, each department does their own recycling, but that's not public facing. That's just staffing, which works very well. Our staff does it. So we had a lot of discussions, where do we go from here? And what I recommended at the time is, at the time, Bay Beach Amusement Park was in operation. This was back in July, and we had a couple of months left to go there. So what I said I would do is we would analyze what we're doing there, take a look at best practices, make changes, talk to other entities, and then see if it had any impact on our recycling efforts. And I did reach out to other communities in the area. So I reached out to, I frequently meet regularly with the other park directors, and I asked them the same question, and they all struggle with this. There isn't one that doesn't deal with the same thing. And, most of them have the same end result and they throw it out. So although even if they have recycling bins out there, most of it doesn't end up getting recycled in other parks. I didn't reach out to like Madison or Milwaukee to see if they're doing anything different. My conversations were all local. Then I did get input from one or two members from the Sustainability Commission as far as what best practices were. And then from there, I went out and mapped where we are. And I included a little report, which I apologize. I'm looking at the report, and for whatever reason, at least on this one that I printed, all of the F's show up as a question. I don't understand what happened.
We saw that and I was like, I don't have the time to correct it.
When I created on my computer, the draft I sent, those were all F's. So I don't know what happened, but we can fix that for the council. But anyway, I created a map showing where all of the recycling bins were located at the time of the meeting that we had in July. So we did have, I think, 14 or 16 bins within the park. 2 of them were inside in the dance hall, and there were 14 ones located throughout the entire site in kind of the main high areas. And you can see on there where those were located. We did have 1 recycling bin at every shelter rental that we have available. So we have 2, 4, 6 open shelters, and we had 1 recycling bin at each one. And then the rest were just scattered throughout the site. What I did find is, in general, we were already following kind of best practices. So all of our recycling bins out there are blue, and all of our trash cans are green. Most people are very familiar that blue is recycling. And we did have a top on all of our containers that had a little cutout for bottles and cans, which most people are familiar with. What I will say is the recycling bins were fairly old. I mean, we've had them out there for 10 plus years. And the text and the labeling of it just faded away and you couldn't really read it. So That is one thing we did do is we painted all of them to say recycle in clear letters. There's a symbol that, you know, matches recycling symbols that we didn't really have a good recycling symbol on them initially. So we did repaint all of them. General practice is you do put containers next to trash cans so that people know and can you know, if they're gonna walk over there, hopefully they're gonna pick the right one. What I found is for the bulk of them, most of them were next to a trash can, not all of them. There were maybe 2 or 3 that were independent. So we did move a couple of them and made sure all of them were next to trash cans. And then there were a couple that were kind of, although they were in kind of the heart of the area, they were kind of off to the side. Like this, there was one by the SCAT, and not a lot of people go by the SCAT. So we kind of pulled it into where the crowds are, made sure a garbage can was there. So we made some subtle changes. But in general, in my opinion, we were already following best standard practices for recycling. What we did find is more with the subtle changes we made, more garbage was put in those cans than before.
It increased the problem.
Well, and what I mean by that is, you know, the bins were fuller. But it really didn't change the percentages. So the percentages were about the same as, you know, initially, which is about 65 to 75% of it is recycling and the remaining is garbage. And it's consistent bin to bin to bin throughout the entire park. So, you know, when I kind of brought this and discussed it back in July, I wasn't real sure if we were following best practices. But now that I know we are, you know, we made some subtle changes. I think just putting bins out in our parks is not going to have the effect that everyone wants it to have. I mean, we can put a recycling bin in every single park just as kind of you know, so we can say that we offer it in every park, but the end result is most of that's going to end up in the landfill. And it's just an extra cost with buying garbage, an extra garbage can, and it's extra time with that now us emptying 2 garbage cans instead of 1. Because in a general park, we don't have overflowing garbage cans. So what you're going to end up with is a regular garbage can will mainly be garbage, and then we'll have a garbage can next to it, and both of them will be a quarter full. So we'll be emptying 2 cans instead of 1. But in essence, most of them will be going to the landfill.
Can I make some subtle observations? So a lot of what I do with our clients is public education. And to your point, 100%, like people don't read, contamination is an issue all throughout, right? Whether it's public recycling, household recycling, commercial. What I would just recommend that we've implemented with some of our clients is adding icons instead, like making a more visual experience. So you're not worried about like, okay, it says recycle, that's great. But if people aren't reading or if they don't speak English as their primary language, adding some bilingual or the languages that are most prevalently spoken in Green Bay might be helpful. But especially at like Bay Beach, if you just focus on maybe the top recycling waste streams you want to capture, which in my head are the aluminum cans and plastic water bottles, right? Keep it simple. Maybe just include pictures of both, like things that are at the park already. Keep it simple. You already did the best practice where you didn't give them an opportunity to try to shove things under the lid and you just gave them the bottle opening, which is great. It's just maybe a step further, adding some icons, which again, you need to have budget for to do the printing, but we've realized that at least like from the visual side, it draws the contamination down a little. I'm not saying it's your solve all, because again, it's a lot of hand holding and recycling, but that's just what I would recommend on the tops of those.
Yeah, and we
next
can
step.
definitely do that. That's an easy fix. That we can definitely implement for next year. You know, really, if we want to have any success with this, it's kind of a bigger initiative where there just has to be a lot of press, a lot of PR, and you have to kind of push that to the public regularly if you want it to have any sort of an impact. But, you know, I guess I would love to be able to say we recycle more in the parks, but I don't see a good solution here moving forward. And I really don't see a good solution just adding an extra garbage can in every park just to say that we offer it, because that's not going to have the impact that anyone wants. If we're going to do this, let's figure out a way to make it more successful. And I think just putting a can out there is not going to have that impact. So I don't know where we go from here. I said I'd do the report. I'm happy to make subtle changes to see if it has any impact, but unless there's some sort of another step to this, I don't know where we take this request.
So it sounds like about 75%, not 25% contamination. That's how I'll phrase it.
But
It's pretty
it's
standard.
per bin, so
Mm.
meaning that 100% of the bins are still going to the landfill since they don't sort.
Yep.
It's not that
Mhm.
they're taking 75% of the bins recycled.
Yep.
It's per bin, which basically means 0 is getting recycled.
Yep.
Pretty much. There might be an off day where you do get a bin that's all recyclable, but even if there's a few candy wrappers or
That's
popcorn
contaminated.
bags, then we don't have the safety procedures and location to sort that, so.
I will say if it's the lower, because since I worked for Outagamie County, we ran the MRF, right? So all the recycling you collect at the parks here ends up going to most likely the
Mhm.
material recovery facility in Appleton.
Yeah,
Yeah, so regardless, I'm gonna tell you, there is trash that gets in those lines all day long, right? And you have the protocols in to sort them out. I'm not saying you wanna add more trash to it, but I wouldn't, like, if you can get the bins down to maybe like 10% contamination, I wouldn't say throw the whole recycling away. Like, am I encouraging
Mhm.
dumping trash in the MRF? No, absolutely not. Like, that doesn't help our waste stream. But if a majority of your recycling stream is pretty clean, I would
but
put them in
our
the dumpster.
park garbage does not go to the Brown County sorting center. Where does it go? It doesn't go where like residential pickup goes.
Is it a private hauler do you work with? Like, is it a GFL
I
contractor?
don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know our garbage, I don't know that answer.
It's okay.
Cause
But
at the July meeting,
Mark,
yes, thank you.
Mark
Honestly,
Walter, I
Matt-
love Mark.
Mark was the one who mentioned that like it's 2 separate streams, so
Sure.
what we get from the city never even goes into a line for sorting.
Okay,
That's where like he was like, it's
right.
But I
yeah.
will say, if it is
could.
clean, we do recycle it.
Yeah,
So we don't
absolutely.
just automatically say,
Mm-hmm.
we do look in each one, and if it's clean, we will, go an extra step, so.
Okay,
But it's pretty rare when it is clean.
right.
Julia, go ahead.
I just wanted to chime in. There's and this wouldn't make it like as easy as just putting the things on the existing ones, but there is some research kind of showing that using clear bags, like so people can see in them what's in them, helps reduce contamination and increases recycling. So I don't know if it maybe just like having like next summer a pilot where we could test a couple different types of methods throughout the park to see. And then just another thought, Dan, you were just talking about like having a big publicity campaign. Like that's, that I think one issue is that there's just so many visitors that come to Bay Beach. So it's not like a local campaign. I think it would have to be like a concerted effort, maybe at the beginning of the summer or something for visitors who come there. Really targeted at people who come to the park.
When you clarifying question for you, when you say clear bag, do you mean like so that people putting things in, so like people going to Bay Beach can see through? Because I'm just
Yeah,
saying, so like different bins and different bags, is that what you're talking? Like maybe like a wire bin with a clear bag?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure you can like imagine you've seen them before. It has like a blue top and then like it's like it's hanging almost. And so like the top is like
Oh, okay.
solid plastic, blue, recycle all the emblems, but then it hangs down and you can see the bag. Like, and you can see through the bag. It's a
I will
transparent.
I
say
think
from like
maybe at other parks, but the amusement park gets like straight line winds and like it'll tear those
Yeah.
big. So it would have to like if you did like maybe like a wired bin where you can still kind of do it just to kind of
Mhm.
contain because that wind is vicious.
Yeah, I was just, yeah, saying there's some research like just trying different things maybe
Yeah.
to get to that 10%, you know.
Yeah.
So 10% contamination, is that like, if we said that was a target, is that reasonable? Is that like a real thing or not necessarily?
I don't know if I'd wanna plant my
Unofficially?
flag,
Yeah.
yes, but unofficially, cause I know my cohorts at the.
I think we
bowl
have to get like
Partnership would be a little bad.
guidance from
It's
like
interesting.
the full line of like where does the trash from Bay Beach go to, and then what are their standards?
Correct, like
I
you-
think that's what we would want to hear.
Mhm, like getting the hauler information,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
if that's something you could follow up on, that'd be great, cause then as soon as you know like who's picking up your garbage, you can at least trace it to what facility they're bringing it to, and if it is to Brown County facility or down in Appleton, at least you know like who's processing it. I will say if it does end up at Outagamie's MRF, the residual rate, which is like how much trash they throw away out of the recycling. Last I checked, it was 7%, and that was like industry. That's really good, so my unofficial 10% I'm okay with, but yeah.
Great, good insight.
I have a ridiculous and expensive solution. That's my job. No, it's official. Have we ever considered reverse vending machines that
Oh.
take bottles and then give people something? I know they're expensive.
I've never heard of
I
that.
mean, you have Bay Beach Recycling literally 2 blocks down. Irwin,
Those guys. Mhm.
you guys do, okay.
Mhm.
So like you have Bay Beach and like there's a 4-way stop from like East Shore and like Irwin. If you were to turn away from Bay Beach and go down Irwin and you go under the highway,
Mhm.
right there is Bay Beach Recycling, and they do like turn your cans in for cash.
Mhm.
And so you see people like taking their wagons there
Mhm.
for cash a lot. So, I mean, there's a really close facility that
Sure.
there might
Like
be.
machines where you scan
Yeah.
a barcode,
Mhm.
stick it in.
I'm just wondering if they might have something that they'd want to like pilot with us, like a partnership.
Mhm.
Say their name again, Bay Beach Recycling.
Bay Beach Recycling. I'm pretty
Would
sure
they
their
get,
full
like,
name.
That is a real
Okay.
name. Yup,
Like,
yup.
And-
Yeah,
I decide
something.
every
Kinda like
day.
when we
Yeah,
used to return
work with-
Coke bottles to the grocery store to
Mhm.
get our.
Mhm.
I
You
mean,
guys wouldn't remember that. You're
what I
right.
was wondering is, we're getting way too far into the weeds, this is
Mm-hmm.
unrelated, and we can table this, but I'm wondering if they could get like a ticket, right? Like you put a recyclable in there and you get a Bay Beach ride ticket, but that might be cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
So we can just table that for now. My question to you, Dan, is how can we as the commission best support this work for the Parks Department? What would be useful from us?
I don't have a good answer for you right now. I mean, I think if there is some sort of a promotional campaign that goes out, having this committee kind of head that up would be extremely helpful. Working with the press on some sort of a press release, and I'm not sure exactly what that would look like, but I would see that would be very helpful. Working with us on, making sure kind of if we do add decals, provide us what is kind of the best industry standard for that, and we can try it. I don't mind, trying a different type of can. If we wanna test it out, I wouldn't replace them all, but I'd take, one selected can and put it out there and see if it made a difference. But it'd have to be the right fit for Bay Beach, because we have a lot of crowds, a lot of picnicking. And it just has to be very heavy duty for us to be able to manage it. And like Maria said, the winds are a big deal out there. So again, I'm open to trying it. And if the price is fairly inexpensive to buy one or two just to try it, I'm willing to do that. But if we're looking at replacing all of the cans, well, then maybe, I don't know if there's, then maybe there'd be an option for your committee to help with a fundraising campaign to buy these recycling bins to put into the parks or do something different. That would be another very useful tool that we could utilize if that's something you'd be willing to do.
Absolutely.
So there's some options there. But I'm looking, I mean, truthfully, I'm looking to you for some guidance. This is not my specialty. I just know that, you know, we've been dealing with it for many, many years and we haven't found something that works. So if you have found something that works, I'm willing to work with you on it and try it in select locations before going gung ho and implementing it throughout.
Dan, I do have a question for the concessions at Bay Beach, as far as waste generated. Is it plastic soda bottles or is it,
We have some plastic
I was
bottles,
just
but
wondering,
most of it is,
you know, are there cans or is it just like? the
most of
paper?
it is, you know, like a fountain drink type.
Okay,
You know,
okay,
So
with
most of it
plastic
is a-
straws and stuff,
Yeah.
it's not,
but we do sell some
yeah.
plastic bottles there, but not a
Okay.
lot. But we
Okay.
do sell some. We don't generate a lot
Right.
of recycling at
Okay.
Bay Beach. It's
people can
people
bring-
come
they
in
bring
and they
it.
bring in picnic. That's
Sure.
where it comes from.
Right. That's kind of what I was wondering, okay.
So, my next question, and this might lead into our next discussion on the 2026 work plan. Nothing related to this is currently reflected in our 2026 work plan. Would you like to see something in our 2026 work plan to support this effort? Or is that like, well, defer to you, I'm willing to work with you if you guys want to do it, like, who I would be
Yeah, I mean,
here.
I don't wanna assign work to a committee. I mean, and then obviously, if that's something that you think would be a high priority on your end and that a lot of interest on your end, I'm happy to work with you in 2026 to implement something.
And that, would it be reasonable in terms of your capacity or your department's capacity if we were to include something like this?
Yeah.
To pilot or explore options or support that in some way?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Do like a public event niche of the
Yeah.
solid waste.
Yeah, we already have some public education around food waste planned for 2026, proposed for 2026.
Yeah, the only thing that I would wanna comment on that, you
Please.
know, is this an entire park initiative or is it an initiative on a smaller scale at a particular park to try it out? If it's kind of a grand initiative throughout the park system, I'd be hesitant to kind of put that on your on anyone's workload for 2026 without having a better plan in place. But, you know, doing small trials and doing other things differently, I'm willing to do it. Just make it would be nice if we had that all figured out, obviously by late spring.
Okay,
Because in summer, we're very busy. And at that point, it's nice to implement these things before we open the parks up, is
Mhm.
what I'm saying.
great. That's really good insight. And I'll just say in general, our approach has been to evaluate feasibility, do a pilot, explore funding, and then before we would do any, like, make any recommendations that were wholesale changes. So it sounds like you'd be open to exploring some pilot.
And, you know, especially, you know, at Shipyard might be a good opportunity to maybe try something too, because we already have recycling bins out there. You know, it's not like we have to go out and buy new bins. The bins are there. The city spent a lot of money on those bins, and if we can figure out a way in a public park outside of Bay Beach to get people to utilize those bins more, that would be great. But yeah, at that park, we probably wouldn't switch out the bins because those are very artistic and there's a style that the city went with at that park, but we can figure out a way to get more use. I'm definitely open to it.
So it sounds like doing a pilot at the Shipyard Park would be kind of ideal for you in 2026.
Yeah, and or
if we were to
Bay
do
Beach. I
something.
mean,
Okay.
there's a lot of recycling options at Bay Beach. It's just figuring out a way to get people to do it.
Correct.
So.
Great, thank you so much for your work on this. Any final comments or questions, feedback related to this? All right. Thank you so much for your work on this and for taking some time to share it with us.
Sounds good.
Great.
Good.
Do you wanna receive and place on
Yeah,
file?
I
this
do.
report?
Yep, I was just gonna say you are free to take off if you want. We'll move on. Do we have a motion to receive the report and place it on file? That means it will be included in our notes to city council,
So moved.
common council. Thank you, Jeanette. Do we have a second?
I second.
Ooh, love
I
it.
know.
Any discussion? All right, all in favor of receiving and placing on file? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So received. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Good stuff. All right. Next up, I did capture some of his suggestions in I started a new 2027 work group planning. So if we want to incorporate it into 2026, we can talk about that in this next item. If we want to postpone it to 2027, we'll also talk about that. All right. Next up, we have reviewing the 2026 commission work plan. The draft that's updated with the work we've been doing over the last couple of months is reflected in your packet. I think this all came directly from work group members. So if I misrepresented anything, please do call that out. And also kind of a last call for questions, concerns. If you feel really strongly that something didn't get included, please bring it up. Open floor for any discussion related to this. As we review, I will note that we do not currently have any waste reduction work group members. Both of our new commission members expressed some maybe degree of interest in this, but I'm not going to make any assumptions. What I will say is, as you review this, if any of the work groups are interesting to you, you're welcome to participate in as many as you like. Our limit is it 3 or 4, Melissa, to avoid quorum?
3, I believe. Actually, I think it would be 4 because there's 9 members.
Okay, so the maximum number of commission members in a work group is 4. None of them have 4. We have 0 on the waste, all the way up to 3. I think our most participated in one is Healthy Habitat for All. Which is probably great news for Ned. He's been going it alone for some time. So I expect this group will go gangbusters.
So you can put me on the waste reduction one.
Awesome.
100%.
That would be great.
And I encourage anyone else to join if you'd like.
Well, you know what, I am interested in food waste
Yeah.
and.
It's a hot topic.
It is.
Yep.
And we're also talking about it at the school level,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of food waste within the school system.
Yep.
And trying to figure out, and this is something we're just started working out, so this definitely would dovetail that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like to be on the, talk about garbage.
Let's do it. All sorts of ways.
And then I don't want to overcommit myself, so I'll let you guys, you two be the work group, but just like tag me in as far as like for Conservation Corps and like if we're gonna like wanting to pilot like an internal composting or whatever you guys,
Some kind of.
whatever you come up with for waste, if
Yeah.
there's like, man, the Conservation Corps might be able to do it, feel
Mhm.
free to tag me in, but I don't necessarily wanna join the full work group.
That's
Okay.
okay.
Cause I'm already on the other 2, so.
Are you, maybe this isn't the point of this section, but for what you're doing at the Conservation Corps, is there any sort of composting action, whether it's
The-
food or wood waste?
The
or-
4K compost, we currently don't, we personally just internally on our crew, we have like a small little vermicomposting that we
Nice.
just do like
Okay.
tiny. But we have the greenhouse and so we could use finished compost.
Okay.
Finished compost.
Finished
You don't
compost,
wanna
and
be
then
putting
we-
compost in the greenhouse. You don't wanna,
No, but we would,
Like you don't want to be making.
we could have space at the wildlife sanctuary. I think there's space and we have people. and we could use the compost. It's just a matter of our crews are always rotating and like the training, so like developing maybe like a training curriculum and guidelines as far as how to implement. But I think there's potential for the Conservation Corps to implement in some capacity. So. As you figure everything out in your
And the
new work.
4K does composting on its own.
Yeah, they do the tumbler system. Mhm.
Can you say again what you called that, because you have so much staff turnover, you could use, I wrote training.
Oh,
but-
training curriculum,
Curriculum.
or just like an SOP, standard operating procedures. I love SOPs. I'm a big like
SOPs, are you a consultant?
oh,
It's huge in our world.
I love them. I love standardizing anything.
Makes our
Awesome.
people.
Thank you. So again,
And
I'm
approval.
capturing a lot of these things on the 2027 work plan ideas. I'm just like starting. So that we don't lose some of these
Yeah.
great ideas. So then throughout the year, we'll just keep adding to it. For those of you who are newer, and as a reminder to all of us, we are really making a concerted effort in 2026 to align around our work plan. So that our goal would be that each month our work group members give an update on their work group and the work that's been done. If we have any presentations, we want them to directly align with the work plan. And the goal really is to make sure we're focusing our efforts. So each of the work groups identified specific outcomes that they're committing to for 2026 with timelines. It's a target, right?
Right.
But it just gives focus to our efforts, partly because people come to us with great ideas all the time. And that can be one of the biggest barriers to actually accomplishing things is when you're always starting something new. So to build on the amazing work that this group has already accomplished, we're looking to really streamline behind that work plan. So that's not to say that you can't do anything if it's not on the work plan. It's more to say there's not an expectation that you would do anything that's not on the work plan. Maybe I would phrase it that way. And so you have the flexibility to say, I'm sorry, that's not in the work plan for this year. Ned, go ahead.
Thank you. Just a kind of a procedural question when it comes to our announcements from work groups. Will that starting next year just be built into like the informational section of the agenda, or do you need us to submit something ahead of time still to do an announcement from a work group?
I think Melissa, I'll let you answer that. We
Sure.
could update the format to be standard. We would still need information from you to include in the notes for that agenda item. Melissa, sorry. I didn't-
Yes, yeah, no, that's correct. So if you have your updates, same as this year, send them in advance to be included in the agenda packet. Anything that is to be discussed during a meeting should be published. So that the public knows what the commission is going to be talking about. So.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so we can have a placeholder, but the actual content will need to come from work group. And it can be high level. You don't have to have like
Right.
a full paragraph. You can just say like,
Couple
Bullet
of
points
plan
so
to
that-
provide an update on our work toward, supporting recycling in city parks or something so that the public would know what to
Right.
look for.
Right, so we had the city staff that works on commissions. Had a briefing from our law department a couple of weeks ago on this, Ned, and basically the agenda item has to be worded. It doesn't have to be lengthy, it just needs to be specific enough so that the public knows what is going to be discussed in the meeting. And then, all of the details and stuff like that can be discussed, and then if you do have some attachments, include that with the agenda item. But you don't have to give, a one-page summary of everything you wish to speak about.
Thanks for clarifying.
Thank you.
Okay, so with that in mind, I think everyone has probably had a chance to review this. any modifications that anyone wants to propose. I've added the two of you to the waste work
Yes.
group.
I made that note as well, that,
I'll send you an updated copy.
so if
afterwards.
there are
Mhm.
amendments, like a motion would be to approve the 2026 work plan. And amended to add Jeanette, Marissa, spelling your last names out correctly, to the waste
Copy
production
and
work.
paste it.
group.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Copy and paste.
Yep.
And if it's misspelled, then the.
So if there's other amendments that are made tonight,
Substantial.
we can put those in and, so that's reflected in the minutes.
Great.
And just for clarity, are we trying to only focus on one goal for each work group?
We asked for 1 to 3 specific targets for each work group.
Okay.
If anyone wants to commit to more than that,
Mhm.
no, we're not stopping you.
Right,
But that is a lot,
Right.
to commit to, so we wouldn't expect you to commit to more than that, is what I would say.
okay.
I'm gonna put on the record that I'm not committing to anything because I may be gone in 4 months, so.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, thank you for noting
We're
that.
gonna get you elected.
Thank you.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not like numbers.
Election,
Chris
of
is like-
course.
Krista's laughing.
Yeah, I was like, what's happening?
But know
I get it. I'm
Julia is
following now.
relevant
Yeah.
I forgot you have to be I see.
now.
I
And
see.
I also just might be reelected and not reappointed. Please.
Mhm.
Fair, okay,
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
okay. So you don't get to choose which
To the
commission,
mayor,
okay.
I can ask him that.
Great.
It'll probably be lobbied and
Bribe.
dark chocolate or Noble Roots beer or.
I'll also say on the record that I'm not going to bribe the mayor.
No, of course not. But neither am I. Just, having fun.
If anyone's listening to this, they're like, stop talking.
No.
Especially.
The lawyers.
Melissa's probably.
So- I'm looking at a couple of the work groups here. And, yeah, I see Julia's one. But the one, community engagement,
Yeah.
build relationships across
Mhm.
private, public, nonprofit, education, youth sectors. I don't see Ned is not on that as far as engagement with the schools. And because I also am involved in a couple of the like master gardeners, certified master gardeners and wild ones. That might be a good fit for me. I don't
We
know.
would love to
Yes,
help
yes, it would be.
you. Yeah.
I think because I have the connection with the schools and the schools, we are going to be forming a committee and I don't know where it's at quite yet. We've been distracted the last couple of months by other things, but we're gonna be forming a committee to talk about the waste in schools, because when a survey was done, that was one of the big responses was to eliminate waste, especially food waste. And that committee would fit right into this communications that committee communicating with this commission would pull the city and the schools together so that we could be better working.
Fantastic. Yeah, that would be great. And Ned was on that group when it was the youth engagement work group.
Okay.
And when Maria joined as the community engagement, he transitioned
Okay.
to focusing more on other things. So that would be fantastic. And I'll also know we have had really similar feedback as part of this planning process. We engaged some stakeholders about what they want to see from the commission in 2026. And waste reduction, particularly food waste reduction, was top of the list. So that is why you'll see most of the waste reduction initiatives kind of centered around food waste. I know you're just jumping into this, but especially given our discussion
Yeah.
today with Dan in the Parks Department,
Mm-hmm.
would you all like to see anything added related to supporting recycling in parks?
So my thought, at
Mhm.
least from, because I try to think of the biggest impact you can have for an area as it relates to waste reduction, right? And there's already a lot of effort both from county levels, municipal levels for residential. But my initial thought was, what are we doing with our commercial entities in Green Bay? Because we have a huge industrial footprint with sometimes not a lot of data regarding commercial entities and what their waste impact is and what they're doing and are they doing it ethically? So it would be interesting to maybe do some or facilitate a commercial waste audit, get an idea of what that looks like. And then, yeah, maybe there is an element of adding a public event waste reduction or recycling push. Whether that's working with internal city departments or starting with just parks. But there's definitely a need to increase public event recycling. Whether it's farmers markets, parks, you name it. It's always an issue. So
So let me throw out some phrasing for an action.
Okay.
Maybe something along the lines of evaluate opportunities for community education around waste reduction and recycling.
Absolutely.
That keeps it fairly high level,
Sure
and then
does.
that gives you opportunity to support the Parks Department and or commercial. And you guys can kind of further define what that means for you.
Yeah.
All right,
That'd
I
be
already
great.
forgot what I said,
That
but.
sounds great.
I know. General,
Listen
she
to that.
said, I was gonna say, we're recording it, right?
Yeah, it's recorded, so
Yes.
play that.
To engage and educate the community, say something like that,
Yeah.
about recycling and waste reduction.
I
That's-
think you need to expand on community though.
Okay.
Community, including business entities. Does that make sense?
Okay.
With what you
It
said?
absolutely does, yes.
Because oftentimes community, we think of homeowners, we think of, you know, the people who are coming to the park, that's the community, but we're not thinking about the business. It's there and contributing to
Yes.
just.
And if you think about the waste you generate at home versus what Georgia Pacific might be pumping
Yeah.
out, it's a little different,
Right,
right? So if we
right.
want to have a good impact on waste reduction,
Mhm.
it's good to understand the full
Mhm.
picture too.
Right.
Right. So the action then, so we'll say evaluate, that's the action word, so that can be that you just look into it, it could be that you move toward it.
Yeah.
So I have evaluate opportunities to engage and educate the community, particularly the business community, about recycling and waste reduction.
That's
I like
perfect.
that.
Yeah.
What do you think would be an ideal target date for that? So far, we have a target date for a food waste reduction initiative by the end of Q2 and a report on community composting by the end of Q4.
I think we stick to the same timeframes. What do you think?
I think that's, yeah, especially because if we're looking at park district waste, that we're not gonna see that at the end of Q2.
No, we're not.
We're not gonna see that until Q3, probably, maybe even the end of the year.
At least you can, I'm assuming when we use the word initiative, it's us implementing some sort of plan approach for how we would go about the goal. And then working towards whatever we outline for the end of Q4 2026.
So maybe an update by Q2, is that what I just heard? Or are you saying,
You know, we
Just
probably
Q4.
could give an update as far as business and other entities, right?
Yeah.
But as far as working with the park district, I don't think that can be until the end of the year.
okay, so Q4,
Because
should I
summer.
keep it
Keep it
Q4?
Q4.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And what I phrased it as is provide an update to the commission on opportunities to engage and educate the community on waste reduction and recycling by the end of Q4 2026.
Yep.
A word's
Great.
job.
Right, and if things come in sooner, they come in sooner,
Yeah.
but that's good to have that.
Great,
Um,
fantastic. Any other modifications anyone would like to see?
Can you add me to the great for clean energy
Mhm.
group as well?
I wondered if that would be. I got a copy here. Sticking with the copy paste. For the foreseeable
Stick with the
future.
copy paste.
Just keep it in your clipboard. Don't copy anything else.
Could we potentially add under the partners for clean energy, Eland Electric?
Yeah.
I used to work with them,
Where
or
you
for
can't
them,
add private businesses.
I don't know.
or just private businesses as an umbrella term, right? So we don't call anyone out.
No, I-
He's like, Marissa, what did you?
I'm happy to add it. I just had a moment where I was like, I don't know what the rules. are.
Yeah.
General.
Private
Oh.
business.
Electric, do what I say,
Maybe
electrical.
private electrical installer. Cause I'm not sure what other
Oh.
solar installers have popped up since.
I'm just gonna say electrical and support companies, private electrical and support companies.
Yeah.
Cause that could be solar.
Maybe wind.
Maybe.
Maybe. Can't think of the word title. Oh my god, I almost said turbo title.
I like that idea.
Yep.
Awesome. Any other modifications, notes?
I have a question for the group, regarding the clean energy work group. I do sit on the clean energy committee for the school district, and if we would ever like updates about what's going on that end of things, I'd be glad to bring those in, either through, the clean energy working group report or separately, but there are some really big things going on. So if we ever want to know what's going on, I would be glad to talk about that briefly.
Ned, I actually think that would be really great.
Yeah.
Do you wanna pick a 2026 meeting and submit that as an agenda item? Cause it ties into our work group. So you pick the date that you wanna do a presentation about it. And you could do it to the whole group.
If that's the route, yeah, that's fine with me. Whatever sounds good to the group.
Yep, that would be a fantastic update and a perfect example of the type of presentations we would want to bring to the group would be things that tie back to the work plan. That align with the work that we're doing, that keep us all informed. That's a perfect presentation.
All right. Sounds good.
And potentially, Jeanette, maybe depending on how quickly things move on the waste side, maybe we could coordinate for that month or the following month or whatever the timing works out. So we can have an update about energy and an update about waste from the school system. That would be
Yeah,
nice.
that might work out. And then I have a question for, I don't know if it would be for you, Ned, or you, Krista, but I'm looking at partners that are on the clean energy, and I don't see Green Bay Area Public Schools on there as a partner. Should they be a partner or not? I know the schools are doing
Yeah.
so much with clean energy.
Well, I think the focus, at least in the last couple of years, was the large energy working group, which is businesses primarily. So, I mean, I don't see why they couldn't be.
They wanna be.
I
a
mean, you have
partner.
Green Bay
Yeah.
neighborhoods on there. That's not a large business entity.
Yeah.
No, and it was also, our clean energy connector, Alex Galt. His role is working with small businesses and
Okay.
nonprofits and things like that, so some of that may be carryover from that work.
I added up.
So I think that would be, do you agree with that, Ned, that they would be good?
I do. Yep. Like Alex came to Aldo to do one of those presentations. So like we definitely have worked, between the city and the school district on some of the stuff. So I think that would be a good addition.
Great,
Good.
added. What else we got?
Under partners for waste reduction, I know we have UWGB, but can we add another bullet under UWGB? For the Environmental Management and Business Institute, they're at UW Green Bay, they're John Arns.
That's why I've worked with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love
EMBI, that's.
MB, yep.
Yeah. okay.
Yeah, so, I sit on our alumni advisory board for MB2 and they have a Invesco composter unit on campus. So he would be a great resource to talk about that. Him and I talk about it with the work I do for some of our clients, but they could be a great example of implementing similar systems throughout the city because Green Bay's been doing it for several years now, works fairly well. Great option for organic material. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is EMBI, is that an appropriate way to?
Oh, yeah.
indicate it, or
Yep.
Do I need to spell it out?
nope, MB's perfect.
Great.
Yep.
Just as a note, did you know John used to be on this commission?
Yes, he's the reason I'm actually here.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Referred me and I've worked since I have a certificate through the MB program. John and I mean, we go way back now. So
Cool.
yeah, he's great. Same with
Yeah,
John Peters.
Yeah, he's great. Great guy.
They're awesome.
Caters went to high school with my mom.
Same.
Green Bay's such a small.
It really is.
It's a small city.
All right, anything else? All right, Melissa, remind me of the language we need for our motion.
We just say as amended.
That's what I'm hoping for.
You'd have to move to amend it. and
Okay.
then Do an as amended as two
Yeah.
separate votes.
Okay,
Or we could have a motion, well, no, let's keep it simple.
so the first one we need is to approve it as amended.
No, we just
Oh.
have to make a motion to amend it and then we'd have to approve as amended.
I
Right.
make a motion to amend the Sustainability Commission work plan, 2026 work plan
And do we have to list out to include?
to.
I think
Sure.
it's just to amend the draft 2026 work plan.
To amend. I move to amend the draft of the 2026 Sustainability Commission work plan.
I second it. Any discussion to amend the draft to reflect our discussion today? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Any opposed? So amended. Now we say we approve the amended work plan.
Make a motion. I make a motion to approve the amended 2026 Sustainability Commission work plan.
Can we do it right, Joey?
So.
You could just say approved as.
Okay.
Now you tell me. Do we have a second for that one?
Second.
Excellent. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Who initiated that?
I did, Maria did.
Okay.
It's like I did, I was like, you might not even know.
Who seconded?
Jeanette.
There was a meeting like 2 times ago that we all spoke in the third person.
Are we good?
Mhm.
Did we already vote? I can't remember.
We will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, did we say approved?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't keep things in my brain. Okay. And Melissa, I did capture all of the updates, so I can send you a clean version. I don't know if that can get into the notes, but it can. Great. Okay, let me go back to our agenda. Did we finish that item?
Mhm.
Does everyone feel good about our 2026 work plan?
Yes. Excited to get started.
Awesome. Okay, then next up, we have in your packet the 2026 meeting dates. It looks like we have 2 Thursdays. We get bumped sometimes if there are other standing committees or common council meetings. So every once in a while it gets bumped to a Thursday, and it looks like that happens in April and July. Melissa, you had a recommendation that if anyone looks at this list and knows that there are dates you're not gonna be able to make it, like you already have a trip planned or something, you can just let us know ahead of time, because if we have enough people who say they can't come, we'll just cancel it.
And that's good to know,
Makes sense.
further in advance, just for
Yeah.
people's planning and
Yeah.
things like that, so.
So if it's last minute, that's okay, but if you do know right now, or not like in this moment, but like take it home, put it on your calendar. And just shoot us an email if you, Melissa and I, if you're not gonna be able to make one of these.
Well, I can tell you that I won't be at the January meeting.
Oh, okay,
We have a trip planned.
okay. Well, it's lovely. Thanks for letting us know.
There you go.
We'll be in the Caribbean.
Oh, sounds nice.
No, I think you should come back.
You know, you
Well, I
can
was
zoom it.
thinking of zooming in, then I thought,
No.
It's all very same.
Go ahead, Julia. Oh,
I-
sorry.
Go ahead.
I didn't-
Yeah, so, sorry.
Go ahead. No.
Is it a motion to receive and place on file?
That is
The
correct. It will-
2026 Sustainable Commission meeting dates?
There will be, yeah.
I have one
Did you make
quick
that motion?
question.
Yes, I'm making that motion.
All right, we'll have a discussion. Do we have a second?
I second.
That.
That was Marissa.
Um.
And any discussion? We do have some discussion. Go ahead.
Just so the dates in the agenda packet are the finalized ones, because they do differ from the email sent last week. So I just wanna,
Do they? Are they?
the Thursdays aren't reflected, so it's originally in the email and the memo sent around on December 9th. It was April 15th.
Did I say
And
that?
yeah, you did,
Okay,
and July 17th. I just wanna
I think that
confirm
was
that the
the-
agenda is the correct.
the agenda is the correct ones because
Beautiful.
the common council had finalized
Yeah.
theirs and the standing committees.
So it should just be the April
And the July.
And the July meeting are going to be
Okay.
held on the very next, like the following Thursday instead of the third Wednesday.
Perfect. Julia, did you raise your hand again, or is it still up? It's still, okay, that's okay. Okay, any other discussion? All right, all in favor of receiving and placing on file? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so filed. Last thing on the list, I think. Our next meeting is January 21st. Jeanette will not be able to make it. And with that, do we have a motion to adjourn and head to a little party? Or at least to adjourn.
Is that a full motion?
Move to adjourn.
Okay, Ned, thank you. I second the motion to adjourn. Any discussion? All in favor?
Hi.
Any opposed? Adjourned. Officially. You wanna hit on, oh, she's gone. She was ready.
I gotta get my spot.
Ned, hold on 1 second after we
Sure.
stop recording.